Hi guys, and welcome to episode 5 of my recap stories of Journey Through Kanto, a Pokemon tabletop RPG game. And for today we are doing session 6, and here's when we have a bit of a change up before we go in. As we last off in the last episode, we have just booked a couple rematches and one's first match. So Rain, who I played, and Max are doing their rematches, and Go is going for his first try against the gym leader. And as the change up was happening, it's because we planned in last session was first Max, then Go, then Rain. But thanks to the person who plays Go was on vacation in France, so at least so I heard, we had to shift up the schedule a bit. So instead of Go going this session, it was Rain. So 2 rematches and some funny things in between or after. So we start this session or this journey. Well, Max is now preparing for his morning rematch against the gym leader Blight, a dog type gym leader in Viridian City. And Rain, he woke up early too, but unfortunately he could not attend the match between Max and Blight because he wanted to still a little bit of more bonding time with Sevika, his alpha size Totodile. So he regretfully said he couldn't come, but he is wishing Max and Flame the best of luck. Flame is Max Charmander. And so he stayed up bonding, listening to some music, and just really hyping up the fight. And trying to think of different strategies depending on the Pokemon he thinks he might be facing. So we start the big story with Max against the gym leader. And the rematch fight is against Houndour. So we have 2 fire type Pokemon against each other. And I would say it started pretty good. Like, decent fight. I think he hit his first attack. And then he went for Ember. I think it was a second attack there. And he hit. And unfortunately did no damage. It turns out that Houndour had the Flash Fire ability, which makes him immune to fire types attack. And then we went with a bit of Smog, little biting, little Dragon Rage, tried to do it with Scratch. It was a bit of a tumble tussle here or there, but in the end, Flame had a hard time hitting Houndour. Houndour managed to hit more and managed to poison Flame with one of the Smog attacks. And Max had to use one of his friendship points for Flame to survive 1 poison damage in the cleanup section of the battle, but could not handle the second. So it was a little touch and go, I would say. It was not a really one-sided battle. It was a okay-ish. It was not close, but it was not total landslide either. It was a decent fight. It was just a bit too bad at the misses here and there, and having one of Flame's attacks being completely useless against Houndour. So, well, Max was like, don't want to talk about it when I met up with Rain and told her how it went, or he asked whether it went, and he was like, Don't want to talk about it. But at least he had Sydney and Go to watch the fight with him, and Rain, being a bit of, well, he didn't say too much because he saw how Max was not really feeling it too in that regard. So, but Max now decided that it's time to train up Flame. So the last rematch he has before he is banished to take the gym challenge at this particular gym for 5 days, if he should happen to lose. But we don't hope that. We do hope he wins. The like third time's the charm kind of thing, you know. But you have 3 chances. If you lose 3 times, you're banished for that to take that particular gym challenge for 5 days. So you either travel to another city or you stay there, which is will take your journey a longer time, and you have a small, like, you have a long time to do it. But if you are stuck with just one gym, that might hinder your progress and might make sure like you don't get the minimum 8 badges to qualify for the league before the end of mid of October. I think it was October, maybe September, October is when you have to have at least 8 badges. So Rain has started to prep and made sure that he utilizes his knowledge of nutrients into the food to help Civica having her water gun boosted, or her special attack boosted a bit. Which means in mechanic, I'm using a battle power as a Pokemon breeder by using specific ingredients to boost one stat for one fight for one of my Pokemon. And how many times I can use this, or how many different Pokemon I can use, is determined by my trainer limit, which right now is 1. I can only do it to 1 Pokemon. So we get ready, and Max decides that he wants to train up Flame to hopefully get him to evolve, and Go decided to train too. At least we assumed in the meta, so it was a bit easier too. So we have Sydney going with Rain to support him, and we are meeting up with Blight again, and he was, alright, Totodile, you're Totodile again, huh? And was like, yeah. I mean, it's only fair, like, the second rematch, Civica should get that chance of revenge at this year. I feel that's just fair. If it doesn't work this time, I might utilize another Pokemon, but this is at least giving my girl a chance of revenge. So we're starting the fight, and I am facing a Pokémon, which frankly I forgot he had. Of the research I had done on Blight afterwards, my first fight, I was given a list of possible Pokemon to face, and I completely forgot that he had a Pokémon. So we start. Pokémon goes for Howl. Civica starts with a water gun. They're in range, so why not? I hit. So that's 3 wounds, which is 3 minor wounds, that makes a major wound. And to do a mechanics talk a bit again before we continue this fight. Gym Leader's Ace can take 12 wounds total, which is 4 major wounds. For 3 minor wounds make 1 major. So 12 wounds completely. And now we go back to Puchena's turn, and Puchena runs forward and tries to bite. But could not, because Sevika decided to bolster her size against this little Pooch. So she just leaned back slightly and stretched up her back. So Pooch could not hit her with its fangs. And well, Rain decided, well, Sevika, why don't you show this little Pooch how to really bite? So Sevika used Ice Fang. Hit! Failed to freeze it though, but there is still 2 wounds. And now Puchena backs up. And oh, I forgot which move it tried. Oh, I guess it was 2 days ago and I forgot that move. It misses. Or did it? Oh, guys, I completely forgot the move. But I think that one hit actually. No, that one missed. No, that one missed. So now it's Sevika's turn, and she goes for the water gun. Hits. So that means it's now 2 minor wounds and 2 major wounds, 2 minor wounds. So about half hurt. Here's when Pooch go back in for a bite, and this one actually takes. So bite, do not flinch, Sevika, which is nice. And Sevika's answered in kind with a water gun, misses. And tries again to bite, misses. And Sevika goes for her second Ice Fang, hits. So now we have 3 major wounds, 2 minors. Puchena backs up, goes for a special move again, misses. And Sevika, pumped up, goes for the last water gun, which you really in a similar version of it. Sevika lowers her body so she almost stands on all 4 and he just blasts a water gun in Puchena's face. He takes the hit, goes down, and we wait a couple of seconds, realize we have won. Rain goes, yeah! And Sevika goes for the biggest roar she can and starts to glow. And when the glow stops and fades away, we have now a really big crocodile. And a crocodile, an alpha is twice the size of its normal size. So it's I don't remember what it's in feet, but in meters it's 2.2 meters. So it about 50% taller than Rain right now. Since Rain is just 5 feet. That means 2.5, right? Yeah, roughly 2.5 and 7.5. I cannot do math today. Jesus. Anyway, during this fight, Sydney noticed a couple of trainers we had met before in Pallet Town. And then who also Rain noticed after the fight, which is Matt and his friend May. Matt is the trainer that helped the team out when we face the bad guys of this story in Pallet in the Poké Center. And we had a little conversation before there, and we didn't know about the time what the idea was, because when Rain asked about the understanding about breeders and farms that specialize in different Pokemon, it was like, either they're hiding something or they don't really know. But I got the sense that I didn't tell him everything. So, after the fight, he gets out, gets congratulated by Cindy, and says hi to Matt and May, who congratulate him as well. And informed that May also had a fight later on, which is good. And they had a little talk before that, and kind of think about how he now come to understand, like, oh, Matt understand, like, he, like, Rain is also a breeder, and his family used to specialize in Totodiles and that entire line. But he wants to experience new things and learn about more types of Pokemon breeding and raising different type of Pokemon. So he wants to become a really great Pokemon breeder. And as well, he also want to prove a point to his rival, who we have named Jack. And Jack is in the mindset of Pokemon breeders are the weakest trainers in the world. They're totally useless. You should only use powerful and scary Pokemon. That's all that counts. Which Matt took a bit of offense to. Like, no, breeders are good as well. They have some qualities that's good. Which Rain agrees with, because he's a Pokemon breeder. So, we're talking about that. So his family actually has a farm within Laverdon Town. And there has some other Pokemon at least Rain was interested in, but not all. Some of them has not been already sold and stuff like that. But in the last EV, which Rain was given to his friend May, which is just a fine gesture to friends and very understandable. And as well as that, they talked a bit about the new Pokemons. Rain showed up his monster he had named Garp, and they showed up their new Pokemon, which is a Teddiursa and a timid Heracross. Not really the best nature for a Heracross, I would say, but it makes for like a bit of fun roleplay, I assume. And it did. We talked more about that later. And this time we talked a while about different Pokemons and how we see the world, and about a farm, and like, if nothing else, like, if they, after this gym battle, it was talking about that Matt and May was gonna head back to Lavender Town for a bit, because he was not feeling this gym particularly, because apparently this was supposed to be the toughest gym in Kanto, and Blight is supposed to be one of the hardest gym challenge and gym leader to challenge, at least as a first gym challenge, I thought, overall. But he has already lost 9 times, he had heard, and we got this news later that Rain was his 10th loss, which means Sydney was his 9th. So there was a bit of a conversation there, and Max and Sydney decided to go have a training fight session together, because Max was still feeling a bit down. His confidence had waned a bit, so Sydney wanted to pep him up a bit. So So to try to train up and both train the other Pokemon in the parties, which is for Max his shiny Spearow, which is a pygmy size, which is half the size of a regular Spearow, and Cindy is trying to like get some battle will into her starter, which is a center called Vivi. Vivi is mostly like centered, like very relaxed and doesn't really want to do much. So Rain was the only one that went and watched May's Pokemon battle against the Gym Leader Blight, and because he felt like it's a good connection to have and good. They're good people and they share some knowledge about Poke farms and especially their farm. But I mean, Rain is he likes to make new friends, and now he has a goal as well. And the night before the gym and after the fight, he did some basic Google search for farms, and he found out they are one south from Cerulean City. We have the one in the Laverne town, and we have the one in Fuchsia, which is the three biggest Poke farms in Kanto. And since Rain also know that his young sister was very interesting to have Pichu, he had made up a plan. So he was going to go to Lavender Town first, then to Cerulean to face the gym there, then to Death Farm, and then head to Fuchsia. That's how his plans are looking out in his head. Though Max already said, like, even if he lost his last rematch, he had a thing of staying there, which is not seeming too much in like the time frame for I think the rest of the group. We don't know. He was just thinking this. Nothing was decided, but Rain is actually thinking about even before the fight is over, he might just go already towards Lavender Town, because as many pointed out, and as well as Matt did, which is also a fact, it takes time to hatch eggs, and depending on which egg you have, that's going to take either shorter or longer time to hatch. For instance, my Vulpix egg that Rain already has takes 20 days. Cypher takes 25 days. So in Rain's mind now, in a way of thinking, it's like I want to support Max, but my goal I just found major clues for my goal, and I know the time frame, and if I really want to have a whole team at a time, I'm going to league and able to train them for a bit. This is I need to act as fast as I can, and this is now what I'm looking for to having. So but he has not decided himself. He has planned on having a discussion with the entire team and decide then what is going to happen. So and also, by the way, the TM Rain got was a different TM in comparison to Sydney. Sydney got the TM for Dark Pulse. Rain got the TM for Brutal Swing. When he's like, maybe we should trade, but also forgot that the TM doesn't break us since we are friends. Maybe we can just borrow each other's TMs when it's needed, or stuff like that. Friends can always borrow, right? So here we go. Rain is now in the seats, watching his new acquaintance May doing her challenge against Blight, where she of course sends out her Heracross, which is very good against a Dark type gym leader, because Bug and Fighting is super effective against Dark. But here's the kicker. May has to face Murkrow, which resists dark and bug, fighting and bug. But luckily, though this Heracross a bit timid and not the most courageous Heracross out there, is still faster than Murkrow, so it starts. And here is what I would say is this fastest fight we have had since we started this game. It was 1 round KO. Heracross flew up right in Murkrow's face and did arm thrust. And managed to hit 3 out of 4 times. 2 being crits. And what crit does is it gives an extra damage, even if it rolls an extra major wound. So, not only does it being a stab, but there's a resisted, it is a crit. So with 2 crit hits, that means Murkrow with those 2 has 3 major wounds and 2 minor wounds. Then comes a regular hit, which becomes 2 minor wounds. Oh no, it's actually neutral, since weak, you can dark is weak to fighting, but flying resists fighting, so it's neutral. So yeah, as soon as it started, it get finished, which just blew the roof off the place of amazement. Even Blight was shocked and like, oh, this is not good for my reputation. Like, I'm supposed to be one of the toughest gym leaders to face early on, and this is happening. They barely started the season and already my 11th loss. I need to start to think over my own strategies. So yeah, that just went over Rain's head in amazement. He's extremely happy how it went down. And even he has started to think about his own team dynamic, with like how he has already thought up how his major team should look. And his brain is going haywire because he had almost a truly solid idea for a team. Now it just, he's swishing around his head. What is he missing? What makes sense? Oh, I want this type of Pokemon, but it's all the good ones are too like Rain is sooner a wish Pokemon. Now he actually wants to balance his team. Me, Patrick, outside of the game, goes even worse because I know stats, I know battle power, and I do math when I'm seeing how my Pokemon I have in their stat sheet, which they're using, and I'm comparing that to the stats on the internet to kind of have a feeling where each Pokemon I'm thinking of getting in replacement of another is going to be. And as of right now, I think this is the best one, because the other 2 that I would like to have that are from either Kanto and Johto, either is a fossil or it's a pseudo legendary, which is gonna take so long to get up to full and not gonna be good too much in the early part. So he's thinking, and while all this is happening, we now cut to the friendly sparring match between Max Spiro and Siniscentrid. And that, of all the matches we had that day, I still highlight as the MVP fight of this entire session because it was so damn hilarious. Like, it was really heading in Spiro's favor, but then he started to slightly miss thanks to Vivi doing defense curls, and he started doing layers a bit too late. So when Peg was over and he only had 3 P left on Pursuit and Leer, here it comes. And Sineo had already used all Vivi's quick attack. Even though she thought about maybe surrender because she could do no more damage, Vivi had actually got her fire for battling lit, and kind of was pissed at this Sparrow tried to peck her all the time. So Vivi was trying now to prove a point, which she did. Because then we had a couple of rounds where Vivi spent defense curl and Spiro spamming Leer. And even after all that, with the last PP of Pursuit, Spiro had to go against +6 defense, +8, and I think the last one was actually a +12 defense. Which means the minimum of number a dice could roll was 13. Now, in regular games, you can have a maximum +6 to defense, but this is a different version of the game, so you can actually have a +2 because you roll a dice and then you add the number of your rank, and if you have any pluses from or minus from Leer or defense curves. So you can either boost a defensive stat or attack stat to a 12, but you can also lower it to a -12. So, yeah, this fight went out for 14 rounds, and the last one was just, yeah, you really need to explode your dice at least 2 times to be able to hit this Pokemon, minimum. It couldn't happen, and so we are going to the last part of the 14th round, and Max is now preparing to start to struggle because he has no PPs on any of his move left, and Vivi still has Foresight, which she hasn't used yet. Yeah, but that's when the scene just goes in anticlimactic ending because Vivi has just, well, I proved my point, so I can just leave. So Vivi walks away and forfeits the fight. So Max and Spiro wins, but by default, but not in the best way. And like, we are laughing our ass off this entire time. So we went, like, the longest fight so far, I think was my fight, which was 7 rounds. Until this fight, which is twice the number of rounds. And as Rain comes back, he asked how the sparring match went. Match was, well, don't want to talk about it. Cindy kind of explained how it went, and Rain kind of went to whisper in Cindy's ear, "Aren't you supposed to boost his confidence?" Because, like, I don't think this fight did much. Might piss off, like, so, like, when Max went to heal his Spiro to the Pokecenter, to Nashor, like, I think I did it as Rain as well, but mostly myself did don't forget to warn Nurse Joy that be careful, my Spiro is extra angry right now. Like it's like it had some damage, but like the way it lost, like any one competitive person that wins in such a unsatisfying way, or just you're about to lose and they just walked away from you, so you won by default, it hurts. It really hurts. I can feel it for the character and for the Spiro. Like I have competed in a couple different sports. Every time I play card games with my friends, even though they do it mostly for laugh, I'm still with a winner head in me. It's like I want to win. So as a very much a competitive person, oh, that fight is, oh, like I didn't like to win in one of the tournaments with my friends when they kind of gave me the win out of just kindness, because like it was like a tournament with the cards, and like if you whoever wants got a booster pack from that card game, and I kept losing and losing. Even though I did good plays, I still lost. So basically, they just one round they technically let me win, which they're nice of them, and I love them for it. But as a competitor, you just grind your teeth because this is not how I want to win. So yeah, and that's what we kind of went off with this, and I think that was like when he kind of yeah, I'm staying here till I win against this damn gym leader. But we will try to talk to him a bit as characters to see how we can maybe, because if you like either you win this fight or like move on, take on another gym that might be better suited for your Pokemon, and then come back again and try again, because you can always come back and try with the gym leader. It's not like the games where you are stuck until you beat this gym. No, this is like the anime, and like you're free to roam through the map. Sure, certain parts of the map or routes is kind of like you should have these many badges to go through here. It's right. So, and if you don't, some of the more experienced trainer there will lead you back, because the Pokemon on that route is maybe too powerful for you right now. But otherwise, we could go from Viridian right to Cerulean City right now if you want to. We can go to the Cinnamon Island and take the Fire Gym, for instance. We can go wherever is feeling is the right place to go. And if we do a metagaming or just as character do some research, we will know Ceylon City is a gym where Max 2 Pokemon would excel, because it should still be a grass Pokemon gym. But that is what we're gonna go next session to discuss and make up plans for how we're gonna go forward. And of course, we're gonna have to see how Go's fight is going. And Rain also have to have a thinking session, see if he stays with his new friends or he does a little detour to go to try to the farms and try to find at least one or maybe two eggs, because they're not cheap, and then come back. But that has been our recap story for today. And if you like the story and want to hear more every time I talk about this every 2 weeks, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when the next recap video comes out. And if you guys who are watching this video is also very into D&D and other tabletop RPG games and would like to try out and have a feeling for the games, you're more than welcome to come to Spelens Hus at Nobelvägen 145A and try out. We are there every Monday and every other Friday. And we have sign-ins at 5:45 p.m. and the games usually start at 6 p.m. But we are opening the doors at 5 for you and for anyone that comes. And the first 2 times are free. After that, we would like you to become a member, but you can talk to the board members of our organization when you get there. And if you do decide to come, give me a shout out and say Oxman sent you. And until then, guys, have a good evening and bye.